Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So if you're interested in finding out how intermittent fasting became a part of my journey, make sure you stay tuned. Oh, and subscribe. Intermittent fasting, also known as IF. It was a part of my life for a very, very long time, but unintentionally, because I would go to work, I would kind of be famished at the end of the day, and I would binge. And I would always be like, oh, I eat too much at night, and blase, blase, the cycle continued. And because I was doing that and it was unintentional, I felt just like I was starving at the end of the night, and I had to quote unquote reward myself, right? I know you guys can relate to that. And I'd be like, well, I haven't eaten today, so I'm allowed to have this and I'm allowed to have that. On top of the fact that I was having extremely high calorie dense foods and just terrible stuff, just whatever I could get, quick grab and goes, nothing fresh, nothing clean. So I would probably pack in 5,000 calories in that few hours that I had before bed. So I did that for several years, and of course I got to my heaviest weight. Now I needed to intermittent fast intentionally, and I finally did. And I started eating around 10 because I was up early for some bookings, like early morning bookings would be like crazy early, 3 a.m. So the 10 a.m. was technically for most people, that would be their noon or their 1 o'clock. So I would do that, and it was okay, but I was too madding, and I was taking in these salads, and because it was salad, I just took it as nothing. I was like, okay, it's just, I was taking kale or spinach and putting a bit of dressing, sometimes Caesar, sometimes tomato, basil. Like, it just depended. And again, some of those being great, some of those being bad. It is what it is. And I don't want to say bad foods, but we know what we're saying. And I did that for so long and nothing was happening. It would be 5 pounds a month at most, if I even got that. And it was like so annoying and frustrating. I'm like, for a person who eats salad, which you think is the healthiest thing, why am I not dropping this weight in 2 seconds? And I'd be really frustrated. And I did my research. I finally did my research when 2020 hit and we were locked down March. I finally sat there and I was like, okay, what am I doing? Let me figure this out. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually became a little obsessed. I was watching, listening, doing whatever I could take to find out about health and fitness and what I thought I knew, but I didn't really know, but I needed to remix, I needed to relearn, all those things in one. And I finally started to get it. And then started my true intermittent fasting, intentional diet. And it was amazing because I finally switched to OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. And people are like, oh my gosh, 1 meal a day, you're starving yourself. Oh my gosh, all the things. They said all the things. Trust me, it was harsh, but I had to turn off the noise. And another reason why this journey has worked for me is because I stayed to myself. I stayed quiet. I didn't tell everyone what I was doing because all those naysayers can get confusing. Everyone with their diagnosis, everyone with their thoughts and their advice that doesn't even serve me. It was just too much. So I stayed intermittent fasting on OMAD, and I did it solo, and I did it right. Because I'm here today, beyond 200 pounds down. I never ever thought that would be possible. Like, it's insane to me. So yeah, so I used to eat within the window of 10 to 4. I switched it, and now I was eating at 2 p.m., just 2 p.m. I drink my water throughout the morning, afternoon, early afternoon, and then I start eating at 2. I finish my meal. It takes me a little while, like 15, 20 minutes. Like, I say a little while, I actually eat quite quickly because I don't have time. And that's another thing intermittent fasting has helped me with, is time, because I don't have to take care of food all day long. Like, who has time for that? And I prep. So then also I'm not really doing a lot of work when it comes to eating, other than the one day that I prep my meals. So that's a big bonus. But I eat at 2. I finish around 2:15 to 2:30. Like, say if I have a call or something and I kind of have to stop or anything happens, I'll just get it from the food. But it's just like you're having a regular meal. I just have my regular meal. And however long it takes me to get that into my stomach is how long it takes me. I don't normally take that long though. So yeah, I have the 1 meal at 2 p.m. and that's it for the day. I drink water. I fast for the rest of the day. I used to take in around 1,200 calories, just so you know, and have an idea of where I was at, what I was taking in that one meal. And again, I'm going to eventually do this food video for you so you can kind of get a grasp on that. But now I'm around 1900 to 2000 calories a day because I'm able to take it in. I'm working out a lot, so it all balances out. And now I am maintaining my weight. I'm no longer trying to be on an extreme deficit to lose, so it works for me. And again, I'm good to go. I'm happy. It takes stress out of my mind when it comes to food. And anybody who understands food or binge eating or any kind of ED is you don't want to be thinking about food all day long. Like, that's the most toxic thing that can happen in a journey when you're trying to get food off your mind, is to have to deal with food all day. Just no. So it worked out perfectly for me, and I'm so happy. So I'm in maintenance mode, and I'm taking in around 1900 to 2000 calories a day. I know this because when I was finally taking care of everything I need to do, I upped my calories and I started logging just to have an idea of where I was at. And I was like, yeah, this feels good. I feel good. My head feels strong. I have enough energy to work out. My muscle growth is where I need it to be. So I know I'm feeding the right proteins and whatnot. So I was happy, and I knew my body was too. So that's where I'm at now. If anything changes, I'll for sure give you guys updates on that. What you eat during those times is just so important, because you can have an intermittent fasting eating window of this, like I said I did in the beginning, but it was unintentional. But at the same time, intentional or not, you can still take in the wrong amount of calories. You can still be taking in things that are not serving your body or your mind. So you want to be mindful of what you take in. It's just imperative. I did keto along with this, which helped and still helps to this very day. Still being on keto, I am able to take in a certain amount of fat, healthy fats that keep me fuller longer. So do you see how that works? Keto and intermittent fasting, because of the keto, I'm taking in certain healthy fats. It's keeping me fuller longer. So obviously it works perfectly because I'm only taking in the one meal a day. And now I'm not hungry until the next day when I sit down to have my meal again. So I think the two just pair so beautifully. And it was honestly the cheat code for me. For me, my lifestyle, it's easy. I'm able to take in foods I love, love, love. Even though I said Hardo Breads Bay, I love these foods and they keep me happy. And again, my body is thanking me. I know from the fact that, you know, simple things, my hair is growing, my muscles are stronger, I have energy, I'm happy, my mood is right. So all of those things tell me that I'm eating right too, you know? So also because of that, I'm able to now digest the amount of time I need to. And I think that was honestly the biggest takeaway from this, is learning about my body and its digestion and autophagy and where my body needed to be. For me, I noticed that the more I ate, the more I had time to put snacks in between. Even if the intermittent fasting was this short, if it gave me time to put hand to mouth, I wasn't going to be successful, and it may just trigger me wanting to go and eat more later. And I've seen this with some videos I actually watch online of other YouTubers who are going through this journey online, which I don't recommend. It's much harder to deal with having to put hand to mouth a lot and still create a successful path in this journey that we call weight loss. It's just so much harder. So within my body now, being able to take that time off and allow my mind to clear itself, allow my body to go through autophagy, allow me to clear my body of that food and completely digest it to the ends, and then go into fat eating mode is ideal. It's absolutely ideal. And I honestly, people keep saying, so you're just going to do this for another month? I'm going to do it for the rest of my life until my body tells me not to. I will listen to my body. I will not listen to naysayers. I will not listen to anybody else. If a doctor told me, listen, your health is declining, I will listen. I will see the charts and I'll see the proof and I'll back it up with science. But I'm not just going to do it because it's not the thing to do. It's not the right, whatever people are feeling about how health should be looked at is not what I see. It's not what I see. It's not what I've learned. It's not what my logic has told me. I'm going to listen very carefully to my body and I'm going to move forward accordingly. I'll never do harm to myself in any way, shape, or form. And just like any other human being, this is all a learning curve. We're all learning about ourselves, our bodies, our minds, whatnot. And I do feel that I've brought in enough knowledge to take care of myself now, and I'll help others do so. But again, I cannot give them healthcare advice. I will send them to professionals to do so. But if they need a little help along the way, I'll never stop someone from finding out what it is I did that was successful, that could potentially be a key to their weight loss journey. I remember being a little girl, always wanting to help. I wanted to be a veterinarian at one point. I wanted to service people. I remember like everything I wanted to do was either a service to people, or it was something like that would actually be helpful to people, even animals, that would do that. And now I'm like, wow, that's exactly what I feel like I'm doing. And that's why I feel like I'm so passionate about this. I love hair, I love makeup, and I loved putting smiles on people's faces through that. But I always felt that that was temporary. So it always felt like this amazing thing I was giving you. And then I'd hear things like, but I have to wash it off tomorrow. Can this last another day? And then they have to hire me again for another service just to be happy again for another few days. And I was like, now that I went through this journey, I felt so happy, because I was like, I think I finally figured it out for myself, and I may be able to use this. This was what I was needing to do in my life to finally help other people with lifelong journeys. And I'm so happy I figured it out. Intermittent fasting and keto are what brought me to my success today. And they're going to continue to be a part of my life. Now take that with a grain of salt, if you will. I can't tell you what to do. Make sure you check out your healthcare professional and make sure you are good to go. But if anything I said here resonated with you, keep it in mind. It may be your journey tomorrow, and I wish you all the success. You may just shock yourself one day. Take care, guys, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace. We're back in black. Yes, black on black on black. All right, let's do this. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. No, that was like over push. Oh,